just found this is a very relaxing way to sit.
Yep.
Hey everybody, welcome to Seriously Lighthearted Yoga. Today we are going to be talking, yesterday we talked about energy, today we're going to be talking about food.
How fitting.
Yeah, that which gives you energy.
Who thought of that?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about it in kind of a yogic perspective and just kind of our take on what food means. What food means in the sense of yoga, because it is actually something that's talked about quite a bit and is kind of tightly disciplined, but we hope to kind of break that mold a little bit for you.
Yeah. So guys, with food, in a lot of the yogic texts and things, they have, oftentimes they give you specific ways for a yogi to eat. And I would encourage you to think of these as just suggestions. Again, we have done a video in the past about why some yogis go vegetarian and things. Oftentimes in yoga, you see vegetarians. And why is this? It's again because of that ahimsa thing. You don't want to be practicing violence, so you find a way to step it back in how you eat. Mm-hmm. But this is not necessary, again, to yoga. It's not absolutely vital. And that's just like one of the examples of a specific guideline that yoga often brings up for you and how to eat. Another is in general, they recommend eating bland food. Like I say that with a smile on my face, but they do. They say you should eat like grains and then like vegetables and like some fruit maybe and like some milk, and that's it. And they're like you should avoid spicy foods, salty foods, really sweet foods, all of these things. And you kind of like you look at it and you're like, wow. So I'm gonna eat oatmeal for the rest of my life. And
hashtag boring.
Yeah. And again, I would again encourage you to think of them as suggestions, and I will give you my interpretation as to why they offer these suggestions up. And as far as I can tell, it's because food in a lot of ways has a pretty strong effect on your mental functioning, if you haven't noticed yet. But what you eat like for breakfast in the morning has an effect on the rest of your day. And the yogis kind of realized this as well. They were like, if people eat really spicy food, like what happens to people after they eat spicy food for a long period of time? They generally, they seem to become a little like angrier and a little more heated, you could say. So they're just trying to get you to avoid those states, again, that are extremes, to help you realize that yoga is about the awareness of everything and your place in it, and not to take anything to an extreme.
Yeah. It's all about moderation, and at the same time, it's all about your yoga practice too, and whatever works for you, and whatever you need to get to that awareness.
We're not telling you to follow any specific diet.
And so as we've talked about the right and the wrong in yoga, well, we can apply that to the right way of eating and the wrong way of eating, in as much as this kind of best practice, but it's certainly something that you don't have to do. And
remember, food gives you energy. Like
Kai and I greatly appreciate spicy foods and sweet foods, and food in general is something that's very important to the both of us on a personal level. But we also we appreciate the aspects that are brought up in yoga and the reasons for it. And at the same time, like Kai was saying, when you eat a bunch of spicy food, you can get kind of amped up and kind of
heated. Yeah,
kind of heated.
That's a good word.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect word. And it's about the choice then after we consume that kind of food to dial it back
in some other way. Yeah, the food has kind of brought us up. We have to find some other way
to bring yourself back down. So it's a balancing act. It's anything in moderation, but it just kind of gives you a little bit more perspective on just the
bring some awareness to how you eat.
Just be conscious of what you're doing. Yeah, absolutely. So give somebody a high five, go eat something, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.